By the end of this video, you'll know how to create, slice, filter, and do some math on a Pandas series, the building block of all Pandas data. Last video we covered the series briefly. Today we will go a little bit deeper. So first, we import Pandas as PD. There we go. There's a few different ways to create a series. Let's go through the three most common ones. The most basic, you pass a list of values. So let's do that. Let's do an example. pd.series and then a list 15, 42, 8, 5, these are just random numbers. Print wins. Pandas auto assigns 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 as the index, which is not very useful in its own. We don't know whose wins are these. So let's do one with custom names. So as the input on the series function takes another argument, index equals, and then another list, then Luffy, Zoro, Nami, Sanji. Let's run this. And here we go. Now each value has a meaningful label. This is the version we'll use most often when building series manually. Data type equals integer. All the data types on this series are integers. Now let's see the same example, but building this series from a Python dictionary. So let's completely erase this cell, add a new one. Let's just dict. Wins dict, as in short for dictionary. And this is a regular Python library, right? So let's Luffy, these are just random numbers. Then Zoro, 42. These are, remember, in dictionaries, comma separated values. There's a video somewhere around there in my channel about Python dictionaries. Sanji, the cook. Let's run this. Now let's wins equal pandas dot series, and this will take wins dict as an argument. Then let's print wins. Let's run this. Same result. This one is very handy, as if we already have data, as a dictionary. So in a way, Pandas series, even though it's like a column or a list, we can also visualize them a little bit like a Python dictionary where we can access the values using the key. We will see this in a bit. So before anything else, let's look at the basic attributes and methods of a series. For example, print wins dot. Here we have a few of them. This with the little square is the built-in methods for wins for Panda series. Let's look at values. And returns a list with the values. Wins.index. There we go. I don't think this is a list because it's not comma separated. It's more like a printable version of the values of wins, I think. I will have to search that up. Another one. Print wins dot describe. So let's look at the output: count, mean, max, standard deviation, all in one call. So we can access these statistics by itself. Print wins dot mean. This is the average, and then wins dot max. This is the highest value. Print wins dot idx max. Who has the highest value? There we go. So how do we get specific value out of an index? And this is called indexing. And there's a few ways to do it, like similar to how you access a value in a dictionary. We can print wins and then with bracket notation sort. Here we go, 42. We can also grab multiple values. Print wins. And then we need to pass a list if we want multiple values. Luffy, comma, Sanji. Here we go. So once more, let's look at this one. Notice the double brackets. The outer ones are the indexing operator and the inner ones are a Python list. So we are passing into the indexing operator a list. it outputs a little nice graph. Huh. Now, if we want to index by position using a number, there's another Pandas method, print wins dot called iloc, which stands for integer location. Also use square bracket notation. And for example, 0, remember 0 index is the first item. There we go. Let's do a couple more. Now, -1 is a bit special. This one is last item. And this is a little bit counterintuitive for me, or it was, because from the first object you start at 0, and from the last object and backwards you start, the last one is -1, not, well, because there's no such thing as -0, I guess, right? I don't know. And then let's try 1 to the third. And this is second to last. Let's run this. And here we go. First item, last item, and second to last. Where is it? From second, 0, 1, 2. This is not second to last. This is second to third. I am sorry. This is second and third item, because the last one is excluded. So it's from 1 to 2. I guess this will second to fourth. Yep. Let's put it like it was, second and third. So yes, iloc works exactly like a Python list slicing. 0 is the first element, -1 is the last, and the slice 1 to 3 gives you the positions 1 and 2, not including these 3. So by label, we use loc, print wins locate, and then bracket, and from Soro all the way to Usopp. And now this way, this one is included. So recap. When we locate with the index iloc on the rows 1, 2, 3, index 1 all the way up to, not including 1 before this one. So it's 1 all the way to the second. And when we locate by name, it includes from this one to this one and all in the middle, including this one. Weird, right? So filtering with Boolean conditions. So here's where things get a little bit more interesting. We can filter a series. What's the name? We can filter a series using a condition. So let's do an example. Print wins where wins is greater than 10. Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji have wins bigger than 10. So let's break down what happened here. Wins greater than 10 by itself, this part, produces what's called a Boolean series. A series of true and false values. Let's see it. So here's the Boolean series. True where the condition is met, false where it isn't. So when you pass this into the brackets, Pandas keeps only where the Boolean is true. Let's try another one. Let's see who has print wins, and in the brackets we pass wins exactly equal to 8. There we go. Nami. So we can also do math operations. And one nice thing about the Pandas series is that operations work on the whole series and not without having to do any loops. For example, new wins equals wins times 2. Let's print new wins. And let's also print the wins. And there we go. The new wins, which is a new series we created using this one and multiplying by 2. So here we go. We can also do math between two series. So let's now do another series. Losses is equal to a Pandas series. And let's do a list. 3, 1, 10, 20, 2, let's also pass index equals to Luffy, right. Python doesn't care if I use double or single quotes like this. They are all strings. Let's run this. Let's see it. Yes, here it is. So now let's total and this is fictional. Wins print total, and here we go. It it did the math for us. It added the original wins and then added the arithmetics with the new losses series. We added this. So Pandas aligns the two series by their index before doing the addition. So let's scroll back through what we covered. 3 ways to create a series from a list like this. Then from a list with a custom index. Then from a dictionary. Then we did a few ways to explore a series with dot values, dot index, dot describe, dot min, dot max, dot id max. Then we did some indexing and slicing. Then we did Boolean filtering, and I discovered that if you hover this, it already gives us a little or some little graph. And then we also did a few math operations. So that's the series, and most of what we saw today will apply or applies to data frames, because data frame columns are series. So on the next video, we will cover data frames, or start with data frames, the full table, how to create it, explore it, and a couple more things. So hope you enjoyed this one. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.